Medicine cache found. Via Corolla. Focus supply raid. Via Corolla. Elite reclaimed. Ambush. Memorial Lane.
If it keeps on raining, levee's gonna break. If it keeps on raining, levee's gonna break. The water come in, I have no place to stay. All last night, I sat on the levee and moaned. All last night, I sat on the levee and moaned. Thinking about my baby and my happy home.
Something's close. This is- Get the hell out! Leave, asshole! You coward!
Check it out. Hate's not strong enough for us. Mosquito that just won't die!
Believe it or not,
like on a
there's a
deathbed.
community in Ohio somewhere that has shit under control. I mean, I've heard they even have entertainment.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt you if you keep that weapon out.
These people just keep coming!
Scanning the area.
Maybe a prison would be a good place to start a community.
It's near.
Fortified,
You find somewhere else to
secure.
be.
We could lock ourselves in. But then I was like, sleeping in a cell would freak me out.
Last chance to get
Hey!
the fuck out before I kill you.
Rat, throw back.
This map is all the proof we need. Clear to me that justice was served. Gary and Adil's denial took away Steve coughing it all up, including the map. And frankly, I don't give a shit who was the mastermind. I stand behind pinning it on Gary, but they all earned the walk. Human hunting grounds. Twisted fuckers. Let all this tick stuff go. We took care of it. Big picture focus from now on. Georgia.
What was that?
Get out or die! Fine. Some people just don't realize what a scumbag they are! Some people just don't realize what a scumbag they are!
Glad someone took his ass out.
If you would
precisely then when the nightmare's claws are digging into the thin flesh of our fading hope that we must defy the nightmare and live. Truly live. And make no mistake, mere survival is not living. Scrounging for crumbs like a timid field mouse, begging some simpleton who bumbled away into the role of heartless dictator for guidance? Not me. I choose to embrace everything that makes me human. I choose to carve my own way through this new world. I am not a lowly animal. I should not be acting like one. Humor me for a moment while I recount an old Bayou legend. Many of you listening will no doubt recall the campfire tale of Charlie Boy, who met his end at the hands of the Sukiyon at the Bogachita Swamp. But a lesser-known Charlie Boy tale is what I will regale you with now. As a youth, Charlie Boy was not one to adhere to rules. In fact, you could say the young lad was a bit of a miscreant. Thieving, vandalizing, terrorizing. Mischief was in his blood. And mischief is what made the man. On a sweltering summer's eve, one of those Nola nights when the air was so thick and hot a dragonfly could barely get airborne, Charlie Boy set out from his home in the 17th Ward. skulked on over to the Garden District with revenge thumping in his chest. His family had been wronged by some rich folk landlord types who were scheming to get Charlie Boy and his family evicted for no good reason at all. Now, Charlie Boy knew there wasn't much he could do, being just a 12-year-old beanpole, but he was not about to sit idly by and let old money greed ruin his family without landing a counterpunch. So out of chicken wire, Charlie Boy molded a huge head and put an old Pulcinella mask on it, the nose stretching down to the chin. He painted the whole thing black as night. With the head on his shoulders, Charlie Boy stood a gangly 7 feet tall, a messenger from the underworld. When he found the mansion of his oppressors, they
This map is all the proof we need. Clear to me that justice was served. Gary and Adil's denials don't outweigh Steve coughing it all up, including the map. And frankly, I don't give a shit who was the mastermind. I stand behind pinning it on Gary, but they all earned the walk. Human hunting grounds. Twisted fuckers. Let all this tick stuff go. We took care of it. Big picture focus from now on. Georgia.
his heart. Just stop. In an instant, a 12-year-old boy was transformed into a man of power. A man who understood what a glorious weapon fear could be. A man who would never again allow anyone to tread upon him without consequence. In an instant, a legend was born. We cannot be afraid to ignite our passions, even in the midst of the nightmare.
Innocent. I don't give a damn what was on that map. Doesn't prove a thing. Georgia has such a stranglehold on the tower. She could say the sky was green and made of jello, then everybody behind the wall would nod, smile, and get out their spoons. Not me, and not my daughter. I'm going to prove to Umbra that we can rise above it all, that we can remain in truth. Which brings me to a confession, tourist. I didn't tell the full story of how I got the reserve key. Umbra called me out for omitting a critical detail.
As a youth, Charlie Boy was not one to adhere to rules.
To get the key, I had to hurt her real bad.
Thieving,
a dear friend.
vandalizing, terrorizing.
I almost killed her.
Mischief was in his blood.
In the moment, It felt like the right thing to
is what
do.
made the man.
No question. But I
On a
regained my
sweltering
senses
summer's
for my
eve.
daughter's sake.
One of those
I could
Nola
see her
nights when
eyes
the
pleading
air
with
was
me
so
from across
thick and
the
hard a
room.
dragonfly could
Stop,
barely
Mommy.
get airborne.
This isn't right, I
Charlie
said.
Boy set out from his
Bullshit.
home in the 17th Ward.
I had succumbed to what the
and
tower had
skulked on
become
over
under
to the
George's
Garden
influence.
District with
A
revenge
breeding ground for betrayal,
thumping in his
forcing
chest.
people to turn against each other to
His
survive.
family had been wronged by
Sad
some
thing
rich
is,
folk landlord
I'd do it again,
types who
in a
were
heartbeat.
scheming to get Charlie
Not
Boy
proud
and
of
his
it,
family
but it's
evicted
true.
for no good reason
There
at
is a
all.
line with me, and when
Now,
it's crossed,
Charlie Boy
does
knew
not
there
matter
wasn't
who
much
you
he could
are, I
do,
will
being
do
just
whatever
a
it takes to
12-year-old
defend what I know is
beanpole.
right and protect
But he
my
was
daughter.
not about to sit
So
idly
now,
by and let
I
old
know
money
exactly
greed
what to do
ruin
with
his
this.
family without landing a
bullshit.
counterpunch.
Like before, the drawing
So
would
out
point
of
me to
chicken
cash.
wire, Charlie Boy
Beyond the
molded a
location, the
huge
next cache is a
head
mystery to me.
and put an old
No clue what
Pulcinella
might be in
mask
there.
on it.
All I've
The
heard is that
nose
it's called
stretching
Hall.
down to the chin.
May.
He painted the whole thing black as night. With the head on his shoulders, Charlie Boy stood a gangly 7 feet tall. A messenger from the underworld. When he found the mansion of his oppressors, midnight about to strike, he slipped over the backyard wall and scanned the opulent home for a bedroom window to tap upon and give the sleeper inside the fright of their life. Make them think death itself had come for them. Tap, tap, tap. But there was no need. The patriarch had said.
What was that?
Mama is a ghost. She has never existed. Mama is a fabrication created by those truly at the cruel heart of the Tower Collective to serve as a symbol under which to unify their impressionable masses. Next, we have Mama is dead, followed closely by She is deathly ill. Then, of course, one of my personal favorites, Mama is afraid of her people. So she hides, knowing that the Tower's time as the dominant voice of Nola is drawing to a close. Its collapse imminent once the blindly obedient finally realize there is so much more for them beyond the oppressive wall. Now, I must admit, I have never laid eyes on Mama myself. My time on their side of the wall was brief as a mayfly. The Tower's ways do not reward those who believe in the power of autonomous thought. But whatever you believe, there is an undeniable truth. The Tower is in decline. Their philosophy, their lack of vision, and their cruelty have ensured their own doom. Has Mama seen it already? The end? Surely someone of her acumen can right the ship, set the Tower back on a benevolent course. And yet it appears that Mama has abandoned her flock. Why has she chosen to withdraw when the Tower is so desperately in need of strong leadership? Isn't it obvious, New Orleans? Mama knows she's already lost. She knows that we, the reclaimed, have set hearts and minds aflame with new possibilities. She knows that she can no longer compete. She knows the time has come to let go. But there are those among her ranks, I'm told, who have taken it upon themselves to double down on the failures of the Tower, to cling to worldviews that no longer hold any relevance, despite the reticence of their formerly esteemed leader. Sounds to me like the inmates have taken over the asylum. Is that where you want to place your trust, New Orleans? with a so-called community that sees you as nothing more than an expendable cog in their ever-grinding machine. Wouldn't it be wiser to embrace a philosophy that embraces the humanity that seethes inside each and every one of you? Mama is done with you. Those loyal to her and her broken ideologies will find any excuse to dispose of you. Retake control of your own destiny, my friends. Find your way to the reclaimed. We believe in you. Where is she? Nobody seems to know. The rumors are wide and wild. I can barely keep track of them all. Let's begin with the most unlikely. Mama is a ghost. She has never existed. Mama is a fabrication created by those truly at the cruel...
I smell something rotten.
Lower the weapon right now! Walk her inside! Yes, quick!
Someone's close.
Final warning, asshole. Leave. So this is what you want? Oh. Let's rush this.
These things just keep coming! Oh, shit! Fuck with us and get away with it?
On me! Eyes up for more! Brain it! Take this asshole down!
Where'd you go?
Walk! Wait!
God, you look sick as a dying dog. Advantage is ours!
Got a on our hands.
All patrols, return to the tower after 1800 herd stir through the narrow. Reserve assault prep begins ASAP. 3 to 10 days. Hope for 10. We need fucking time. Reserve strike immediate when Loke is known. Any day, it seems. During prep, patrol sweeps reduced to only once per day, and only through the southern bump and northwest corridor. Reserve assault troops will move through there. With reserve secured and tick infected removed, should have all routes clear in 3 weeks. Back to business. Re-tick infected. List still developing. Currently at 50. Will be higher. Round up raid for immediate exile. Anyone protest, they take the walk. No time for bullshit. Tired of feeding JB's army with dissidents. Elimination, the better option. Georgia.
Those vacant eyes, clouded over. Those devouring mouths, always slack. And the smell, yeah, that probably comes to mind too. Rot. Some of you may conjure up a beast of the field, a bull or a swine, wishing their finest cuts were upon your plate. Fewer still might consider the beast of the wild, a black bear wading across a stream, a nasty swamp gator more than a century old, drifting through the bayou, searching, hungry for a critter with warm blood to sink her teeth into. The nature of the beast is not what I'm asking you to contemplate. What I encourage you to mull over for the moment is what beasts all have in common. Big, small, fearsome or timid, the common thread between them all is the limit of their thoughts. Think about that. A beast is limited in thought. A beast has a one-track mind. A beast thinks only about its own survival. It doesn't care about anything else. So allow me to pose a question. Are we simply beasts? Are we so beaten down, so base, that the only pursuit we can conceive is survival? Are we no longer capable of dreaming, of creation? Have we so completely blinded ourselves to the great achievements of our glorious past that we are willing to let it all disintegrate into dust because we are afraid to die? The way I see it, the answer to every single one of these questions should be a resounding no.
All patrols, return to the tower after 1800 herd stir through the Narrow. Reserve assault prep begins ASAP. 3 to 10 days. Hope for 10. We need fucking time. Reserve strike immediate when Loke is known. Any day, it seems. During prep, patrol sweeps reduced to only once per day, and only through the southern bump and northwest corridor. Reserve assault troops will move through there. With reserve secured and tick infected removed, should have all routes clear in 3 weeks. Back to business. Re-tick infected. List still developing. Currently at 50. Will be higher. Round up raid for immediate exile. Anyone protest, they take the walk. No time for bullshit. Tired of feeding JB's army with dissidents. Elimination, the better option. Georgia.
The intel you've been gathering for me has been enlightening, to say the least. Georgia is planning on a mass exile in the very near future. Many lives are going to be at risk. I have a few things to discuss with you. I know we were going to try to avoid the face-to-face, but the plan I'm formulating warrants it. Would appreciate your ear. Meet me in the same spot as the first time, Churchyard. Thanks for all you're doing. May.